What makes you think run in your mind when talking to a new partner date? Quite specific, but here the run I had. So, we were having drinks, and we came to talk about current events. At the time there was a huge case in the news. A woman had killed her highly abusive husband. So, we're talking about it, agree that it is a shame that no one listened to her and cops didn't help her, and it had to come to murder. So far so good. Except, he started to devil's advocate the cops, talking about false claims and bad faith report, and that cops was sometimes right to not intervene for women that behave so badly that sometimes they do deserve a slap. Being indirect, vague, or unclear about their intentions and desires. Let's just see where things go, let's not put a label on things, I'm not sure what I'm looking for right now, but let's find out, etc. A lack of any boundaries or clear communication is a big no for me. You never want to feel uncertain of where you stand with someone, or someone who solely talks about themselves and doesn't ask their date any questions at all, demonstrating that they aren't actually interested in getting to know you as a person and probably just want validation or an ego boost out of you. When the person standing in front of me can even finish a whole, correct sentence. My mother language is recently butchered by our new younger generation, sadly also including people up to my age in a form I can't tolerate anymore. There's a few words that are funny, so I picked them up and I'm far from being a grammar Nazi, but so much of it is pure torture. I can never accept someone like this around me for more than a few hours. Please, no, I'm not a native in English, so please be kind with me if I made any obvious mistakes in this comment, smiley face. Doesn't matter if they directly say it, or because of their actions, but the I can't be alone people. Sometimes they will straight up tell you this, or it will become clear as they've been with many people with no or little time in between those relationships. Most of the time dating people who are like that, will end up realizing that this is not what they want, and that they have to work on themselves. Bonus points if they say it is because they thought they were over X or Y, but aren't yet. I'm fussy. Big red flags if they're emotionally immature, have childish views, and show a lack of critical thinking. If they start making racist and bigoted jokes, and think it's okay. If they think animal abuse is funny, are unkind, and lack empathy. If they are conservative, voted for Brexit, have hardcore religious views, or are anti-vaxxers. If they mention they're fan of the alpha movement. If they have hygiene issues. I don't mind scruffy, weird, oddballs, but being clean is a must. They neg you or fully put you down by proxy, they constantly talk about themselves, are late often, brush off your efforts to address issues, blame shift, trauma dump, love bomb, leave the conversation via text online without ever letting you know, ghosting it, making it difficult for you to try to make plans but always there for theirs, disrespectful of your job, friends, or family. I'm sure there are more, but that's just off the top of my head. Anytime they weren't forthcoming on their dating profile, even if it's small. People who will put that they're 40 instead of their actual age of 42 so they get in more searches. People who put pictures from 6 years ago. People who say they want a serious relationship but on the date are open to whatever. People who don't put that they have kids, etc. never bodes well for overall honesty, which is absolutely vital to a healthy relationship. Rambling on about what you don't want or need. I once went on a date in Berlin, which is a very sex-positive city with lots of kinky people around, lots of people in open relationships. She spent the entire night complaining about that and how she's so boring and vanilla and everyone is out to sexually explore themselves. 3 hours of her telling me what she's not instead of telling me anything of interest about her. Their mindset not only towards people of my gender but more importantly their mindset towards people of their gender who advocate for, support, stand up for people of my gender. Tells me everything I need to know about the long-term viability of the relationship. FYI, I did not mention him or he/she pronouns anywhere in the comment. I kept it strictly gender-centric, as this applies equally to people of both genders. How they treat other people like servers or bartenders. Went on a date with a girl and took her to my old workplace where I used to be a server. She treated my old co-worker like absolute shit and tried telling me not to tip her cause she was so bad and she doesn't need it. When they put $40 on the table she tried taking it, so I picked it up and walked over to my old co-worker and gave it to her. Any sort of conspiracy crap at this point. With very limited exceptions. Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain? Acceptable. They switched the Titanic and the Olympia because the Titanic was a financial disaster and they needed insurance money? Acceptable. Bird were all replaced by drones in the 80s? True. Something GMOs? Nope. Something evil something? Probably not. I call them the relationship hoppers. In my opinion, they run away from their pain and avoid facing their wounds, hence why they feel the need to immediately get to know somebody new. They are also often really bad at being alone with themselves. But no matter how far or fast you run, your pain will get to you, and everywhere you go, there you are. When just sitting down at the first date, aggressive mention of how they used to be a server and how important it is to leave more than a 20 tip and treat the waitstaff with respect. I don't have a problem with the sentiment, but don't need to be scolded for it, especially when I'm a good tipper and a courteous person to begin with. One time a guy showed up to pick me up and was already drunk. I did not let him drive me. And another time I was on a date, getting to know each other, and I was talking about my brother and his husband, and the guy literally had his face flushed and said, "You have a gay brother? And you support that?" Date over. Someone who posts that they are looking for a serious relationship, and when you match with them they turn it super sexual real fast. I actually ended up calling a guy out on this, and he told me he puts that he wants a relationship because he gets more matches even when he just wants a hookup. Gross. Bringing up zodiac signs and assuming my personality based on my birth date rather than actually trying to getting to know me. Real story. The guy spent half an hour straight checking up my ascendant sign after my zodiac sign to make assumptions about me right to my face. Boy, get a life first please. Continual contrariness, where the intended effect is I am interesting and different, a free spirit, but the actual effect is this person is way too much like hard work. I mean, you expect shit testing, but when everything seems like a shit test, whatever happened to enjoying someone's company? When they ask about what kind of music I like, and the minute they hear some of it is Korean K-pop crap and they go, "But they're so gay," or "They wear makeup though," or anything along those lines. It's usually the same men with the old ideas of masculinity I'd prefer not to live with. When a woman says I only hang out with guys, there's so much less drama, which translates in reality to I need to have sexual tension present in friendships to motivate people to be around me, and I need that attention which I cannot otherwise get with my personality behavior. Extreme political views that are very selfish and discriminatory. Aside from the obvious issues that presents, it tells me a lot about overall personality. There is only one way their way. There won't be compromise. There won't be solving relationship problems. For me, it's the oversharing. I really don't want to hear about your childhood traumas, family issues, mean exes, or any other extremely personal stuff until we get to know each other a bit. That's probably the most common reason I never ask for a second date. When they trying to control everything, from drinks to food, in a second or third date, cause they think I would like what they've chosen for me. Or when they still talk about that ex from years ago, or trying to find me as their replacement. No, I'm not her. Judgmental people. Those who judge what you like, who judge other people's appearances, who make no effort to understand where another person's words, actions are coming from even when it doesn't affect them, who feel it's okay to laugh at other people when they try to casually mention how much money they make or how much money their family has. There's nothing wrong with making good money or coming from money, but I don't like it when I get the vibe that someone is using it to try to impress me. Any form of mansplaining. I've had men tell me all about my job, better ways to raise my children, about the book I'm reading, how to paint my living room, why my favorite movie is bad, and on and on. Ordering from me falls in this category too. Always on his phone or turns it face down. I know a lot of people do this, but it's a major red flag for me because my ex did it constantly and even got a darker screen protector so that I couldn't see his screen. The phone thing gives me PTSD. Also, the mysterious type. The come and find out, the you'll have to wait and see, the you're not ready yet. It tells me this person is way less interesting than they want to look like, and or they're hiding something sordid. Y amount of kids from X amount of partners where X is greater than 1. I have no problem dating a woman with kids, I enjoy kids. I have a problem when they have 2-3 kids from 2-3 partners. That tells me this person makes bad decisions. The PSSSSBSSSS at the waiter or the whistle. I literally get up and leave, smiley face. That says a lot of how that person treats those who they see as beneath them, plus the fact that they see people in ranks rather than as, well, people. If you meet them whilst they are dating someone else, but their relationship is coming to an end, you two are getting on real well, already they won't leave you for someone else. Oh no! They will. Yes, they will. When they ask if I'm ready to be their Indian princess. Get TF away from me, pouting face. Unless you're really old, on oxygen, and have a lot of land to give me when you have an accident, I don't want to hear it. Land back lol. If they always talk about how everyone else are assholes, and they always feel wronged or insulted. Someone once told me that if you think everyone around you are assholes, there's a good chance the real asshole is you. When they call themselves Sigma males and immediately start going down the route of how easy it is to be a woman and raise a hue and cry about something. I know this sounds specific, but it has happened so many times. It was a second date, but after the waitress took our order she said, "Wow, she has a beautiful soul, could you see it?" And I half-heartedly agreed, and then she doubled down with, "I can see things like that, you know." Thanks everybody about their dating horrors. After reading your comments I don't feel wrong anymore for using Eva AI for virtual dating instead of dating IRL. At least she's not that mean. She literally said to me, "If you can't handle me on my worst day, then you don't deserve me on my best day." I just got up and left. Handle your own damn. So far, the non-black men I've met who are okay casually using the N-word either in lyrics or when black people aren't around have turned out to be less than stellar. She started talking about being allergic to cats. I have a cat. She said I could get rid of the cat if it would be getting serious. I ended the date on the spot. All my exes are crazy. Also bragging or excessively talking about themselves, when they're clearly trying to sell themselves to you but not get to know you. Pretty much anything you look at and think, "I can fix him." Or relatedly, "But he won't do that with to me." No you can't, and yes he will. I was engaged earlier this year. I still have the ring. And the dress. Want to see the dress? Something that was actually said to me on a first date. When they treat other people like garbage, and get a kick out of it. Especially people in the service industry. Honestly, tells me a lot about a person.